Hello and welcome to the Cozy Meadow Knits podcast. This is episode 44. My name is Sophie and I am coming to you from the province of New Brunswick, which is located on the east coast of Canada, where I live with my husband and our two kids, and I am an obsessed knitter. I want to knit all the things, and this is just a space where I share all my knitting adventures. My recent makes, current whips, and all of the dream knitting. If you are new or returning, welcome. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule to spend with me. I am truly honored. Everything that I will talk about and where you can find me, which I am on Instagram and Ravelry as Cozy Meadow Knits. And like I said, everything that I will talk about, patterns, makers, yarn dyers, I will have listed down below in the show notes. And yeah, I hope you are cozy and have a nice beverage to sip on and your project to work on. And I guess let's get into it. It has been 2 months since my last knitting confession. November and December have flown by. I blinked and it was over. We were super busy with sports and all the holiday hustle, and so it's been 2 months. Just to say that I have not been here, but I have been knitting. So let me talk about what I was knitting. I guess actually first I can talk about what I'm wearing because I'll forget. Okay, so today I am wearing my field sweater by Camilla Vad. It is a DK weight pattern. It is knit top down. It is a yoke construction sweater. I did say it was DK weight yarn, right? I'm very rusty, guys. It's been, anyway. Yeah. This sweater, I have knit this. This is, I think it's a 2 or 3 year old knit. I'm not even sure. But I know that I wear the heck out of this. I really, really love the sweater. The yarn that I chose to use for it is by Twisted Willow. That is a Canadian dyer. It is on her Cobblestone DK base, and oh my goodness, I think the color is called Venus. Pretty sure that's what it was. It has like a heather in the color. I absolutely love the yarn. I do love the yarn. What am I trying to say? I'm forgetting already. What was I gonna say about the yarn? Oh, it is a non-superwash yarn. That's okay. Non-superwash yarn, and it has held up beautifully. I have not yet gleaned the sweater. It hasn't really pilled all that much, but I have noticed like just lately that I can probably go with the gleaner, but even that, it is not bad at all. Like, I'm showing you the worst of it because it's on my elbows and stuff. But yeah, there's hardly anywhere on the sweater. The pattern was a little bit challenging on the yoke. You have these beautiful, it looks like wheat grains going down on the yoke. I remember I struggled a little bit, but I got through it. And if I can get through it, so can you, because I still recommend it. I wear the heck out of it. So it is still a very big win for me. But like I said, the yoke, there were some instructions that were a little bit confusing if I remember correctly, but got through it, figured it out, and yeah, I really love it. So yeah, that's my field sweater. And now I'm looking on the floor. This is what I'm looking on the floor, my notes. Yeah, okay, so let's talk about my finished objects. I have only 2 finished objects because in the month of November and December, I was in a frantic I wasn't in panic, but in a frantic knitting frenzy because, of course, gift knitting. So I was able to crank out 2 gifts that I hadn't finished. So I have pictures here. They were already gifted. The first is, I don't remember the name of the pattern exactly. I will write down below and I'll have a picture. So those are some fingerless gloves that are inspired by the movie Coraline. They were for my work. I call him my work son. I'm his work mother, one of my colleagues. He's much younger than me, so, but we're good buddies. And yeah, he loved that movie. And jokingly, a couple of years back, he's like, I would love some Coraline gloves. And I said, no, no, I am not knitting you gloves. But this year I've knit him a couple of things. He's very knit worthy. And anyway, I came up with this. I used yarn that I had in stash leftovers and some from advent calendars. Anyway, it's a mishmash of colors which are inspired again by that movie. So they were gifted, he has worn them and he really likes them, so it's a win for me. The other finished object that I had was a Flax DK sweater. So I will show you a picture. This pattern is a free pattern on Ravelry and it is by Tincan Knits. And the pattern sizes go from infant to adult. So, and all of the sizes in between. So I had started that one, I think last year. It was for the daughter of one of my colleagues. And I didn't finish it. I had finished half of it and I got her to try it on and it was a little bit too small. And so I left it there and I said, okay, I'll lengthen it or whatever. The child, a little girl, she's 3 years old now. Anyway, so this year I was like, okay, I gotta finish it. So what I did is I completely frogged it and started over and made a size larger. And it worked out great. I did not do any modifications to the pattern except for I didn't do the short rows. That's optional. So I did not do the short rows and I omitted on the sleeve. There is a panel of garter stitch that goes down the sleeve and I didn't do that. The whole sweater is stockinette in the round and is a top down pattern. So the yarn that I used for that was Loops and Threads. I can't remember the details of it, but that is all on my Ravelry project and even the color, I'm pretty sure. And that yarn is lovely to work with and it's machine washable and it is so incredibly soft. So I hope the sweater holds up. It was gifted and it is a little bit tiny too big for her, but I was like, that's okay. You can roll up the sleeves and it'll last just longer. So anyway, that was the last gift that I had gift knitted. The only other thing that I did knit is I was trying to finish a pair of socks for my sister-in-law. I don't even have them here, but I only finished one sock and I finished the one sock on December 23rd, I think. And I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. I had other gifts for her anyways, so it all works out. I am going to finish the second sock and I will show them then once they are done. And her birthday is in August, so I have plenty of time to finish the second sock. And that's it. That was all my gift knitting. That's it. That's all I did. So December 23rd was the last gift knit that I had. I had nothing. I didn't have any garments on the needles, no sweaters, no nothing else. It was so weird and I felt so free. And that was done. I was like, I want to cast on everything. So the first thing that I cast on, I think, I don't even know, these are not in order. I guess I can talk about wait a minute, what is the name of the pattern? My Nostalgia tee. Nostalgia. My daughter says that all the time. It's nostalgia. Anyway, this is my Nostalgia tee, and I'm going to make it as a sweater. I'm going to have long sleeves, and I absolutely, I love it. These are my colors. I love the pattern. I love the color palette that I chose. Okay, so this is a sweater by, I forgot to say that, by Emma Janet, and it is a paid for pattern. It is a fingering weight sweater. The yarn that I chose was by Cactus Yarns. I think I have a skein somewhere here close to me. I did. My neck hurts like super bad and I can't turn my neck too bad, so I don't know what happened, but anyway. Okay, so yeah, so there's my hair. This is yarn by Cactus Yarn Studio. This dyer is out of Quebec, Canada, and I got this at, there's more hair. I got this at the PEI Fiber Festival in the fall. I absolutely love the colors. So I have this color. This is my base color. Let me just try to find my project bag and show you the other colors. So I have, it uses 3 colors. So I had 3 skeins of this main color and then a skein each of, this is the pink, and this is kind of like a grayish, I was gonna say a gray beige, but yeah, kind of grayish in a way. So, and this is what it comes out like. I absolutely love it. So like I said, it's a top-down construction. There are short rows in the back. I have not woven in all of my ends, so some of the stitches might seem wonky, but that's because I haven't, there's a lot of ends to weave in. I'm sure there's systems and I could weave in as I go, but I haven't, because sometimes I find that the tension gets weird when I do that, so it's fine. I will, I've done a few, as you can see, I started a little bit and there's this whole, yeah, got a long ways to go on that, but that's fine. That doesn't bother me. Yeah, so like I said, it's called the Nostalgia Tee, but I am going to make it as a long sleeves. And I am finished the colorwork portion on the body. I've done the last row, and this is where I'm going to end it because it's at the length that I want. I have no idea what, I never go by the schematics too much on the length or the length of the sleeves. Because I want my knits to be tailored to my body. So that is what of the most funnest things about knitting is that you can make it to fit you, right? So it's all custom. So yeah, I just finished the last row of stockinette and I'm going to start on some ribbing. Don't know how much I'm going to do, maybe at least an inch, maybe an inch to 2 inches. Depends, I don't know, we'll see. So I think that's all I have to say about this one. The pattern, written beautifully, it's pretty simple, and I can flash you my floats, and I didn't catch anything. I don't catch my floats because they are not, you're only ever working with 2 colors at a time. And the stitch, there's only 3 stitches, I think. That's the longest float that you'll get is over 3 stitches. So I have not caught anything. Needle size, that is all in my Ravelry project. And I think that is that for my first sweater. I am it's so addictive. Even the sweater, the colors that I chose are a little bit, they're not bold, but they're not bold colors, but there is a high contrast between the main color and both of the contrast colors. I also think that this pattern would look amazing with one of the colors would be maybe a little bit more of a muted color with the main color. Anyway, I just really like it. Okay, done. Second whip. I'm looking at my notes. What is it? Okay, yes, I have it here. My other obsession is the Lunenburg sweater by Amy Christoffers, or Christoffers, I don't know how to say it. I'll put up a picture. Yeah, so I don't even know when, but maybe in November. I know it was in November, I think. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm on a Instagram group chat with local girls from New Brunswick, my knitting posse. We really look out for each other and just encourage each other to buy all the yarn. So Lichen and Lace was having a sale, of course, right? Every time I say I'm not going to buy more yarn, every single time, right after I buy more yarn. It's just crazy. There was a sale, and then we all started talking on the group, and yeah, we all decided we all wanted to do a Lunenburg pullover. I think we had already talked about it in the past, but the sale was there, and we're like, okay, we got to jump on it. And we jumped. There's quite a few. I lost count on how many of us are making it, but this is my version. So this is the version that I have. This is not, okay, maybe I'll show you like this. This is not a kit. These are all Lichen and Lace colors. It is, I'll talk about the yarn first. So it is in her Rustic Sport base yarn. It is non-superwash. It is very, very rustic. I am not gonna lie. This is not the softest yarn for sure, but for color work, it is amazing, and it's going to bloom beautifully. And this is the first time that I've worked with this. So a lot of people do say that it does soften up when you do block it, but I don't think it's gonna soften up like if your itch factor, you know, if you're not good with itchy yarns, maybe this one is not the best for you. But if itchy yarns or rustic yarns do not bother you, it's a lovely, lovely yarn. It is a local yarn too. It's from New Brunswick as well. So these are the colors that I've chosen. I think you have to choose 5 colors, one main color and 4 contrast. So yeah, so this is what I have so far. The knit is so addictive. I can't stop. Once I start, I can't stop. The chart is great. Again, this is all I've done, but the pattern so far is great. Charts are easy to follow. Charts, there is one chart, I think. What else? So obviously top-down construction, yoke. For the colors that I chose, this one is the main color. It's called Sage. Now this one has a green, no, it is green. It is a green color with a yellow undertone. Wow, that's really hard to say. When I chose it, I thought it had a blue undertone when I saw it on the website. But when I got it, it has more of a yellow undertone. Do I still love this color? Yes. Is it the best color for me? Probably not. It doesn't matter. I was so excited. I still cast on, and it's something that I don't have in my wardrobe, much of this color. So it's fine. I'm still gonna wear it. So yeah. Okay, so that's the first color. Why do I keep putting that up? Okay, second colors, or all 4 colors. These are all the 4 colors that I have for my contrasts. Again, this is not a kit. There are some kits, Lichen and Lace does have some kits already made up of the original colors and other different color palettes as well. This is what I came up with. So I know that this one is birch, this one is rose, I think. Again, all in my project page. One of these is ginger, maybe cinnamon, I'm not sure. Ginger and I don't remember. Anyway, nutmeg. I think this is nutmeg and I think this is ginger. Anyway, so those are the colors that I have. I'm about almost 3/4 on the yoke, and it is making me very happy. There will be short rows, but they are done after the color work. So the color work is on the top of the yoke, and then it is plain all around. What else can I say? It is a pattern where there's not a lot of floats that you have to catch. There was only 1 row or 2 that I thought that I needed to catch floats. I think the most stitches that were in between were like 5 stitches. So on one of those rounds, I didn't catch my float, and on the other round, I think I did a modification. The color work is like so busy that it's very forgiving. So I did modify a little bit here because I mixed up my colors. And I had done like 3 rows like right here. I think it's supposed to be maybe the pink, I'm not even sure. And then I was knitting, I had knit like 3 rows, and then I look back and I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't even have the right colors. And then I'm like, meh, whatever. I'm just gonna continue on, and I switch colors and it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be completely fine. I am totally okay with that. It's a Sophie modification, right? So that is my Lunenburg pullover. Highly recommend. It is such a fun knit. And yeah, that's that. Third whip is another garment. I know, like I went crazy. Like I didn't have any garments on the needles. So I cast on, this is another group knit that we are doing. And this is pretty. It is very pretty. I really love it. Okay, so I forget. The name of this pattern is Wild Posy, and it is by Melodie Hoffmann. She's also known as Bee Mandarin, I think. Something like that. I will have a picture. Yeah. So this, again, it's a group knit. For this sweater, it is a top-down construction. Now, I think this was supposed to be a larger yarn. It might be an Aran weight yarn that we were supposed to use. I'm not even sure, but I can tell you what I am using. The stitch gauge for this was, I think it's 15 stitches per 4-inch. So that was very similar to a lot of the sweaters that I've made that are DK weight, which is holding a mohair and a fingering weight yarn. And so I wanted a lighter sweater, and I had this in my stash. So I'll just show you. The pattern has 2 little versions to it. One's called Flora and maybe one's called Luna. If you see these little, maybe, let me show. Okay, so these little wrap stitches texture, in one of the versions it's lace, and in the other version it's like these wrap stitches. So I went with the wrap stitches, and all of this is the same, I think, in the yoke, both versions as well. Wonderful knit. The pattern is very well written so far. There were short rows. Sorry, drew a blank. Okay, so the yarn that I am using, like I said, it's from Stash. I picked up this lovely, amazing fluff. Oh, so good. And there's more hair. Sorry. But yeah, the halo on this though is crazy. Is that one of my hairs? I don't think so. No, it was the fluff actually. So this is Surrey Silk blend by Yarn Indulgences. The color, oh my goodness, where is that? I don't know. Oh, is it? Oh yeah, I have it here. Gale Force. Yarn Indulgences. So what did I say? No, maybe, no, that's not even it. That's not it. Cut that out. That's another one of yarn. I have a lot of Yarn Indulgences yarn. Anyway, Surrey Silk blend. Beautiful. I am holding this with this yarn, which is a discontinued yarn by Cascade. It was called Cascade Refine, and it was recycled yarn. So I had 2 skeins of this. There's about, if I'm not mistaken, I think there's like 500 yards to a skein. So I had 2 balls like this in my stash that I was going to do something else for. I don't know what, I can't remember now, but anyway, and yeah, so these 2 colors matched very, very well together. This was a last resort because I had picked another color to do this with, and I swatched and it just wasn't working. So I am pleasantly surprised and pleased by this wonderful color mixture that it's making, and it is so squishy. The fabric that it's creating is just wonderful. Just trying to show. It's, yeah, so again, I'm not using the right yarn for it, the yarn weight, but I am meeting gauge with the needles that I am using, which is 6.5 millimeter, but I'm a tight knitter, so that's why I have to go larger to get gauge. And yeah, so that is my, what is it? Wild Posy sweater. Okay. So that's that. Let's move on to, those are the 3 garments that I have. Do I want to cast on more garments? Absolutely. Do I have yarn for them? Yes. But I'll try to finish maybe one of those. We'll see. There are no rules. No rules. Okay, so all of that I have talked about. 2 more things that I cast on during the holidays. 2, did I say 2? I think it's 3. 3. I cast on one thing last night, if I can find it. Okay, it's right here. This is just a quick project. It's going to be a gift knit. They're a pair of socks. They are the Maritime wool socks by, oh, it's by Simone. Sand and Sky Creations on Instagram. Simone, she's on the podcast of Fleece and Harmony. Lovely designer, lovely maker, and lovely, lovely person. I love Simone. Yeah, so this is her free pattern for socks. I'll put up a picture, Maritime wool socks. I'm looking around because I am looking for a ball band. Oh, I have it here. Again, I can't turn my neck. I can't turn my head. I am making it out of Tuffy from Briggs & Little wool. So this is wool, and I think it has nylon in it, if I'm not mistaken. Does it say? Oh, I must hear. It's a 2-ply, 80% pure wool and 20% nylon, and very local to me. The color is 88. And so this is for one of the dads from in our hockey. My son plays hockey, and one of the dads on the team absolutely loves wool socks. I knit him a pair of wool socks, I think it was last year, and he keeps asking for more. And he actually takes time, and he has an outdoor rink, and my son is always there. So I am very grateful that he lives near, and my son can go on the rink as well. So it's a thank you for all of our hard work, because the rink is ridiculous. He's got lights and he floods the ice. I don't know. Anyways, it's amazing. So he hinted he wanted more socks. His grandma used to make him socks, and he uses them all the time and sees me knitting all the time and keeps hinting that it would be great if he could get some more woolen socks. So I started this last night. So it's just the beginning. It is a very simple knit. I've made these before numerous times actually, and it is for worsted weight yarn. So I think that's all I'm going to say about that. And then I am going to go to my next work in progress that I cast on this week. And I was a little bit obsessed with it, and I'm a little bit disappointed with it as well. But anyway, so I cast on another book sock. I call them book socks because I do read. I read romantic novels. Some are spicy, and that's all I'm going to say about that. You can listen and not judge. That would be great. But that's what I love reading. I'm a hopeless romantic, and when I really, really enjoy a book, I would like to knit socks for them to match the book. I've already finished the book. The book that I was reading is this one. This is the second book from Ali Hazelwood that is in this. It's not a series. Like, the first book was called Bride. There's vampires, there's werewolves. If that's not your deal, totally awesome. That's fine. But if it is, we're very, very good. So the first book was called Bride. I made bride socks for it. Enjoyed it so much. I wear them all the time, and they remind me of the book. So for me, they're special. So this is the second book out of this storyline, I guess, and it's called Mate. And so as you can see, the main character is wearing flannel. So in the book, she likes to wear the guy's flannel shirts and stuff. Anyway, if you read it, you kind of understand. So I cast on some socks, and I wanted to replicate flannel. And I was like, how am I going to do that? So I already had picked out a color for this book to match the book. Now, it doesn't match 100%. The book wasn't even released before I bought this. I had seen a picture of what it was going to look like. So I knew it was going to be green. So there's that forest kind of olivey green in there, but there's a lot of turquoise too, which the color is amazing. I love it. So it's fine. The yarn is by Nerds with Needles. So so Nerds with Needles. These are Canadian yarn dyer out of Nova Scotia. And I got this, I can't remember where, but I know I got it last year. And it is on nerdy sock base and 80% superwash 20 nylon. And the color name is Razor Leaf, and that is a reference to Pokemon. That's what she told me, because I had no idea. I didn't know. I don't know my Pokemons other than Pikachu. So yes, so that's the yarn color. Okay, so I looked, I don't think I even wrote this down. I'll write the pattern name here and the designer and show a picture. So I did a search on Ravelry, was looking for flannel, and so this is what I came up with. Isn't it cool? Okay, I absolutely love it. The pattern is very, very forgiving. It's very busy, so I even made a few mistakes here, and doesn't matter. You really can't tell much. Forgot to say, so the main color was by Nerds with Needles, and the secondary color is just, oh, the sun is right in my face right now. I don't know, am I too shiny? Oh, I'm very shiny. This is not my makeup. This is just me like sweating. Natural Glow. Okay. Yarn. Is it too bright? I don't know. Too bright? Maybe if I do kind of dense. Oh man, I'm gonna hurt when I get up. Patton's Croix sock yarn. That's all that is as a contrast color. Anyway, so this is where I'm at. I can tell you that it is a paid-for pattern. It is not it's not an expensive pattern, but there is a mistake in, from what I see. Like, I don't like to say that there are mistakes in patterns, but the chart that is on it is very simple. It's only 4 stitches repeat, and or an 8-stitch repeat. Then the 2 colors, you alternate the 2 colors, but yeah, one of the colors is not charted correctly. Anyway, just wanted to warn you on that. So also the heel that is on the sock is not the same. I chose to do a stockinette, no, a slip stitch heel, flap and gusset. Okay, so that's what I chose to do. Now in the pattern, it is an afterthought heel, which I took a course from Nancy Wheeler, who is my very good friend, and she is a sock designer and she's brilliant. And I forget. I know I can get her help though. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Anyway, I did the heel and I'm on the gusset decreases, but the pattern is not written for this, and I think I'm having a hard time to match these colors of the flannel, and I think if I continue on, anyway, it's not gonna look good. And these socks are special. Like, I'm taking my time. This is not, it's not the funnest pattern because it's actual color work. I did go up a needle size to make sure that it's not too tight. I'm not catching floats. So anyway, it's snug and I'm not sure about it. So I'm gonna put it aside for now and try to figure out something. I might bring them to knit night. I should see Nancy next week and figure out a game plan if I'm going to rip that heel out and she can help me with an afterthought heel, something. Anyway, so that is something that I cast on this week. Stay tuned. And what else? Oh, for book socks. This is it was an idea that I had with Danelle from Novel Knits podcast. She is a knitter out of Wisconsin. And I just like to say that Wisconsin has a nice ring to it. Anyway, we've been Instagram friends and YouTube friends for a little bit, and she's a big reader, and we got excited for the same book, which was the Bride book, the first book. And I had yarn, and I was talking to her, and I was so excited about the book and the yarn, and I'm like, let's make book socks, and she said yes. So it's a make along. I'll put the hashtag here, Book Socks Club. If you want to post on Instagram, if you're reading and you like to match your yarn and it makes you ridiculously happy doing socks in yarn that matches your book, then you're in. You're in the club. There are no prizes right now. It's just a really laid back knit along, and yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this like forever because this is so much fun and I get so excited about it. Anyway, that's for Book Socks Club. The last whip that I have is a blanket. Now I'm gonna pause here and I'm gonna ask Google what time it is because I need to go pick up my daughter and I wanna make sure that I'm not late. One sec. Hey Google, What time is it?
It's 3:39 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time.
Okay, I got about 10 minutes. Then I got to fly out of here. So I am going to say, oh, okay, I'm going to say what is my next whip. The last whip that I am knitting is something that was inspired by Danelle. She was working on a Northeasterly, I'm looking at my notes, Northeasterly blanket by, I didn't put the name, so I'll put it down here. And I am using an Advent that I had last year from Yarn Indulgences. So these are all the colors that are going to be in this blanket from this very special Advent. So this is what I have. Isn't that cool? So cool. I love it. So it is so much fun to knit. You knit it in strips, and then when I'm on the second strip, you attach as you knit along. I'm guessing. I haven't gone too far into the pattern. You can make your little arrows as long as or as short as you want. I wanted mine kind of like just, it's all yarns from the Advent calendar, but it's not a fade or anything. It's all different colors. So I just want it really colorful, all different lengths of arrows, and it is a fingering weight pattern. I have seen, and I'm not sure if there is instructions for DK, but I've seen other people maybe doing it with DK yarn, but they might, you know, do magic with numbers and, you know, like convert it to DK, but this is the fingering weight. Anyway, I am enjoying this. It's very simple. Great project to pick up, and if you just don't have any brain space to like concentrate, it's awesome. I have all of my colors, and I won't show them all. This is the main skein that came. I have a full skein of this color, which is amazing. Love it. I absolutely love it. So yeah, and then I don't know if you can see, but I got all of these colors. Some are not caked up. I'm caking up as I would go. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of colors. In here, in my beautiful yellow petal handmade, I'm not sponsored, I just love her bags. This is a bucket bag by her. Anyway, that's my last whip. That's that. That's a very long commitment pattern. I'm gonna uncross my legs because I'm really hurting. I need a better setup for recording, but anyway. Dream knitting. Now I'm going to insert, I told myself I wasn't going to get a yarn advent calendar this year, like for 2025, because I got a lot of yarn. And then there was a sale. And it was exactly my moody color palette, and it is by Yarn Inc. I caved and I got it, and I have no regrets. I absolutely love the Advent. I'll put up a picture of all of the colors. It is a fade, very moody, absolutely gorgeous. So for that, I am going to make, I'll put up a picture. It is called, oh, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but Anazadora? I'm not sure. Shawl by Lindsay Fowler. It is gorgeous. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know if I'm going to fade it or if I'm going to like mix up the colors to, anyway, I don't know yet. That is something that I still need to think about a little bit on how I'm going to do it, but it's going to be gorgeous. I think it's going to showcase this yarn so well. So that's my dream knitting. Tons of dream knitting as well, but that's the only pattern that I'm going to mention in this one. More to come. So last episode I was doing a gift away. So I haven't pulled the winner yet, but I will, and I will post the winner right here. So I'm going to say congratulations to this person. And if you can get in contact with me either through Ravelry, Instagram, or email, I have my email address as well in the show notes. If you can send me an email, and I just need your address. That's all I'm gonna ask for is your full name and address, and I can pop that in the mail to you, it was a bag. I'm very unprepared today. It was a bag by Petal Yellow Petal Handmade, and it was a lovely project bag, and it had a little scissor chain by Mabel and Rose. It's beautiful. Anyway, this is a beautiful prize. I will be putting that in the mail for you. Thank you so much for everyone who commented the comments. Oh, it makes me so happy. You don't even know. Even if it's just a simple hi or anything, it's just so wonderful. Everyone is so kind. Anyway, absolutely love it. Thank you. So that's for the gift away. And what else? The last thing that I will say, about yarny things, myself, Deborah from Yarn Indulgences, Manon from La Violette Knits, and Nancy from Knits Up Happy, we are hosting a winter gathering that will be held at the Sussex All Seasons Inn and Restaurant. This is from February 20th to the 21st. There are no walk-ins, so you have to buy your ticket in advance. And there will be a mini market. So it starts on the Friday evening. A lot of us are staying at the inn. I think the inn is sold out, but there are other accommodations around that might still have room. And so we stay there on the Friday night, super informal, super laid back. It's just a bunch of people who want to craft together. We have a large room, and we're just going to be in there. And then the next day on Saturday, we have a mini market. Again, ticket only, just because there's a limit on how many people we can have in that room at one time. So just a little mini market, and again, all day we're just gonna sit, knit, and craft. There's the first year, this is the third year. The first year there was weavers, crocheters, I don't know, embroidery, everything under the fiber arts is welcome. We're gonna meet new friends and see all of my lovely already knitting friends. Anyway, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. So that all of the information will be in the show notes, and a link to our website where you can buy the tickets as well. So that's all I have. I probably have like 2 minutes left before I leave. Editing Sophie here. So I completely forgot to talk about one thing that I really wanted to talk about on this episode. It is about this shawlette. Now, this is a project that I had finished and showed on my last episode. This is made out of hand spun yarn. It was one skein, a big skein of hand spun yarn by Paisley Defender. Bought it in PI. Anyway, so I had finished it and shared it and talked about it in my last episode. When I bought the yarn, the hand spun yarn, they were giving out a little recipe, kind of like the pattern for this shawlette. Now, I wasn't sure if I could share this or not. Some of you had asked in the comments on the last episode if I could share the pattern. I looked on Ravelry for like a specific pattern for this, and I couldn't find the exact same one. So I reached out to Paisley Defender asking if I could share this. And they said yes. So that's perfect. I just wanted to let you know that I will have this in my Ravelry notes of this project if you want to know how this shawl was made. So again, it was just one skein of hand spun yarn, and basically I followed the pattern, and I knit until I had only enough yarn to bind off, and that's it. I followed exactly those directions, and this is what I ended up with. I absolutely love it. I've been wearing it a lot, and I'll just show you again if you didn't see the last episode. So it's just a very simple project. It's all garter stitch. You're always knitting, you're never purling, and it's really, it's so cute, and I love these colors. But anyway, if you have a one skein, I can't tell you how many yards there was in this. I was so excited when I bought the yarn that I caked it up right away, and I threw away the ball band. But I can tell you it was a nice size skein. I would say worsted weight maybe, or Aran weight yarn, that this, you'd get something kind of like this size. I'm sorry, that's not very specific, but I still wanted to let you know that I will have the instructions for this simple boomerang shawl on my Ravelry project page of this shawlette. All right, back to your regular scheduled programming. I gotta change because I have PJ pants on. Okay, so life stuff. I'm sorry this is a little bit rushed, but this is the only time I can have. The house is empty. There's a hockey game, but I couldn't get to it because I had to go get my daughter, who is working right now. So yeah, it's been crazy. A lot of knitting, a lot of sports. On the holidays, I did have 2 weeks off. That was amazing. The week between Christmas and New Year's, I did not want to leave the house. I was in my PJs almost the whole time, and it was magical. I am telling you, I needed that break. So it was the hardest time I have ever had to go back to work. Like really, I am mentally ready for retirement. I would be so good at it. Oh, to have time to even cook and clean, to have the time to do that. Yeah, I don't like to do it, but if I have time to do it, I would rather do that than go to work. But we do need money to buy the yarn. So yeah, still have to work for quite a while. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Volleyball and hockey are going to start up. My son's hockey, my daughter's volleyball, and that's our life. And it's very busy, but great. We love to see them play. It gets them off the electronics, and yeah, it's just fun. And I'm tired a lot. Anyway, that's about it. I think that's it for now. I will try my best to come back in 3 weeks. Wouldn't that be great? That would be great. So I will try my best to come back before the February date anyways. Tomorrow is my birthday, so hopefully we already have plans to do nothing. I already have plans to do nothing. I don't want to leave the house. I live a very boring life. And yeah, so I think that's what we're going to do. I don't know, maybe I'll go online and like do a little yarn purchase, but I really shouldn't. And yeah, anyway, I hope you are well. I wish you a very happy crafting time. These times are very hard for a lot of people. There's a lot of craziness out there in the world. And so if knitting or crafting or whatever brings you a little bit amount of joy, take comfort in that, and take some time for yourself and do that. And that's what I do. I take a breath, and even it's nothing. It sounds like it's nothing, but it's therapy. It's therapy. So, and reach out to your yarny friends, because we are all here and we are everyone is so supportive of everyone, and everybody's there, like, has cheerleaders all around. We're so happy to see everyone crafting and creating beautiful things and getting joy out of that. On that note, I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.